but did I look at the letter? Yes. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. The letter read, Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband, and you're a friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from you, both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me. I'm going to tell him and get past this. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to. I'm not sure I even want to. But he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. Und er hat nichts dazu zu sagen, da ist er gut drauf. At the wrong gate. Selbstverständlich. Ja. Du, wenn du uns einfach sagen würdest, welches dein Haus ist, dann müsste ich nicht alle blöden Türen anklappern. Oh, Moment, da gehen wir nochmal zurück. Da war er. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I never did fix this gate. It was stuck. I need to press on. There was no turning back at that point. Oh, jetzt haben wir das Blut nicht gesehen, was da nach links war. Habe ich zu schnell Leiter zugedrückt. Dang it. Also er kommt nie aus seinem Backyard raus, ne? Er geht immer vorne rum und dann ums ganze Haus. Sehe ich das richtig? I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strange. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Blut am Kühlschrank, Blut vor dem Zaun auch eben gewesen und wie immer können wir den Tisch abchecken. The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Der hat auch eine ganze Villa, ne? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about cancelling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? What the hell? Das ganze Spiel so relativ normal und dann what the hell? Gehen wir erstmal durch die Tür. The door to the basement. It was locked. Where did I put the damn key? Ja, das weißt du wohl am besten, ne? Und die Front door ist natürlich auch locked. The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, so I needed to see if Rachel was here. Gehen wir halt hoch. Aber Rachel sollte dich ja eigentlich verlassen haben, soweit ich das weiß. Oh, ich habe auch Hunger. Zweimal genau das gleiche Bild in meinem Flur hängen. Und das sind auch sehr schöne Kunstwerke. An old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it away? Did I keep it anyway? Nope. There was no reason to hold on to old memories. I had my licenses and credit card back. That was enough. Echt, ey, mit dieser Bitch, was willst du mit der? Kommt einfach durch die Gänge und bitcht mit Norman rum, ey. Das gibt's doch nicht. Our television. I had purchased it before. I knew I was going to lose my job. So. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward. But by then, it was too late. Ja, Mann. So eine neue Flatscreen, ey. Kann man sich sowas leisten, ey. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Ja, dann stecken wir den Key halt rein. Aber anscheinend ist ja keinen einzigen Schlüssel. hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. Und da ist getrocknetes Blut anscheinend. Das ist... Achso, das Badezimmer. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Naja. Finde ich ja nicht sehr schön. My laptop had been left on, and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? I pocketed the key. Also dein Monitor ist jetzt schon seit 10 Millionen Jahren an, ja, und er hat immer noch Power. Also er ist anscheinend nicht in die Steckdose gesteckt worden, weil wenn er sagt, it had still power on it, das heißt ja, dass er leer geht. Hat aber eine ganz schön lange Batterie, ey. Oder du warst nur ein paar Stunden weg. Was ich aber irgendwie unwahrscheinlich finde. Ich meine, das mit den Briefen über die Creditcard, ne? Also, keine Ahnung. Oder jemand hat ihn angemacht, bevor du nach Hause gekommen bist. Man weiß es nicht. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey now, that I looked more closely, it looked like that man in that house had some of the same books as I did. My wife's. Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Keine Ahnung, was Toiletries sind oder Toilet-Trials. Was weiß ich. Is this what you were going to do with Norman? Eigentlich meinte sie doch, sie will alleine weg. Also, ich glaube, du hast den Brief nicht richtig gelesen. Anscheinend nur wir. Naja. Schon so ein bisschen blöd, der Typ. Keys. Ja, Keys. Entweder die Basement Keys oder zu der Tür hier rechts. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Okay, also ab zum Basement. I unlocked the basement door. Ja, ich habe auch mal Müllbeutel im Basement stehen. Huch, eine kaputte Wand, das ist ja super. Gucken wir erstmal, was her. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. Super. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yes. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Ich weiß es schon. There were old clothes, tools and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Gut, bevor wir jetzt wieder den Fehler machen und irgendwas verpassen, sehen wir links aus dem Loch der Wand rausgehen oder so, gehen wir jetzt natürlich erst schön hier durch die Tür. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? Sieht aus wie ein Gästezimmer oder sowas. Hä? Konnten wir eben nur mit dem Ding hier interagieren? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Warum findet man es denn toll, wenn irgendwas viel wiegt? Naja. Vielleicht brauchen wir den Crowbar sowieso, um die Wand da unten jetzt irgendwie einzuschlagen. Warum auch immer man seine eigene Kellerwand einschlagen sollte. The crowbar I found would have been strong enough to bust through that cheap wall. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. Is this what it? Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Don't look, steht da schon wieder. Jetzt bin ich mir sicher, dass da Don't look steht. Und schon wieder so eine Qualle. Warum auch immer da Quallen irgendwie immer an den Wänden hängen. Don't look. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had to come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Say what? Did I finally find my Rachel? Also können wir jetzt entscheiden, ob sie tot ist oder nicht, ne? Es würde natürlich viel mehr Sinn machen, wenn wir sie jetzt tot finden würden. Aber dann ist ja irgendwie noch so viele ungeklärte Sachen, ne? Obwohl das wäre eigentlich das Geklärteste. Dann wäre halt wirklich einfach nur ein Mörder gewesen. Aber gut, warum sind wir dann da aufgewacht und so ein Scheiß? Ich bin dafür, wir finden sie nicht. The rags were wet, matted covered in dirt and grime, but inside the tattered mess was no sign of my beloved wife. Rachel wasn't there. I looked around in confusion, trying to figure out what to do next. If she wasn't there, where was she? What had I been searching for this entire time? I remembered the look on Rachel's face when I came home, didn't I? Then, the awful realization hit me right in the gut. I had been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? This is what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel there, and I won't find her anywhere else because she was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just dull edged now and sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning, and the edge I felt before was near crippling. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion. As I tried to grab hold of something that would make sense of all this, I must have drifted off. Okay. It was my wallet, with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff, or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again. Or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at places before? Ja. Hä? Ja. Ich drücke auf X, hahaha. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? Naja, dass du ein verrückter Killer bist, der sich vorstellt, dass er eine Frau hätte und dann ein Doppelleben führt. Nee, das macht auch keinen Sinn. In dem anderen Haus hat ja wirklich ein Mann gelebt, den er umgebracht hat, oder auch nicht. Das wird ja immer confusing. It was a photo of the other man and his wife that I found in that house. Were those really his wife's remains in those tunnels? It certainly seemed so. What did I think? Did the other man murder his wife and bury her in these tunnels? Yes. The sick bastard must have. What else did that mean? There were some questionable things in those tunnels. What else was he wrapped up in? In the shards of that broken mirror, I could see my face. Gaunt now, hollow and sickly, and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamed up? What other truths were waiting to be exposed? In the dirty faded glass, I looked like nothing more than a faint shadow. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep the tub. Wo müssen wir jetzt hin? Oder ist jetzt zu Ende und wir fragen jetzt einfach nur noch mal unser Leben lang, was wir jetzt eigentlich getan haben und was nicht. I wasn't going to leave. I had to at least get some answers first. The pile of mail on the floor I now saw was addressed to me. Bills, credit card offers, a letter from the bank. They were all addressed to me. Also hat seine Frau wirklich nicht existiert, ja. Also zumindest in unserer Version. Wahrscheinlich kann man sie wirklich auswählen. I couldn't go back down, not until I'd gone over everything. I need to make sure I was perfectly clear. Okay. Das haben wir denn alles noch nicht angeguckt. TV. Hoch. Das ist ja ein alter TV jetzt. I had that old TV for so long. I don't know if I could ever replace it. Ja, vorhin war da noch ein alter TV, also ein alter Fernseher. Hoch, war das nicht die verschlossene Tür? My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. Documents. It used a digital passcode lock. Did I try to open it? Yes. The safe used an 8-digit code. What was the damn code again? Ein 8-stelliger Code. Haben wir irgendwas mit Zahlen gehabt? Das Einzige, was mir jetzt einfällt mit 8 Ziffern, ist Don't Look. Aber 4 1 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Ne, okay, das macht schon keinen Sinn. O ist schon mehr als 10. Kann man irgendwas mit Ziffern machen? Ein Datum eventuell? Ich weiß nicht. Don't look. 4, 2, 2, 4, 9. Deren erstes Date war... Stand da irgendwas mit einem Datum von deren ersten Date, als wir dieses Bild gesehen haben, oder was es war? Ich glaube nicht. Keine Ahnung. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. No, there wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Ja, definitiv nicht. I surmised that at least 2 of the names in that musty notebook had been recent victims. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose. Those poor girls that I found in that dead forest. I wondered what happened to the other names on that list, or the ones scratched out on that desk in those wet tunnels. Ja, gut. Hier haben wir noch einen Raum. Oder ist es das Badezimmer? Das ist das Badezimmer. Hier ist unser Schlafzimmer. Sein Schlafzimmer, glaube ich, oder? Ah ne, hier ist sein Schlafzimmer. Moment, was war dann da? Ne, das ist das Badezimmer, okay. Was war dann hier rechts? Hahaha. Okay. Achso, mit dem Computer stimmt. It was the keycard I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through the door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? No. No, somebody else was using that locker room, but who? The laptop had finally run out of power. Ach so, das ging jetzt gar nicht schnell. Ja, ansonsten können wir jetzt eigentlich nichts mehr anklicken, oder? Außer halt irgendwie die Box öffnen, aber keine Ahnung, was der Code ist. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought. I was ready to go back into the basement. Okay. Warum auch immer er das jetzt gedacht hat. I guess I was ready to face the truth now. It was the knife I had found in the sewers. I left it here because I didn't want it near me anymore. Was all of this my fault? Was I responsible for Rachel's death? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? No. No. There were other means of dealing with this. The wall was cracked and pitted. I was told by an inspector the basement had been partially filled in before I bought the house. But by the look of the wall, I was going to need to fix the foundation. Everything smelled musty and old down there. Hä? Können wir jetzt nicht mal nach links gehen? Hä? Haben wir uns das eingebildet, dass wir durch die Wall gegangen sind, oder was? Ja, okay, und anstatt des Knives können wir jetzt nichts mehr, ja? Ja gut, dann können wir jetzt hier nicht mehr viel machen. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house at a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yes. Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours. At the time, drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense some time after that, and my memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it even be possible to bounce back from everything that had happened? Everything I'd seen? You know, in a way, I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. That man I had found in the old house had killed his wife. I was sure of it, just as sure as I was that you killed mine. But anyway, Norman couldn't have been the one going back to the factory. So who else could it have been? Maybe that other man I found. Or maybe it was just the God all along. God, you know you've really screwed me up. I feel like I can't trust a damn thing I've seen anymore. I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point into the factory, things but only had gotten worse. But then I had seen something even I wouldn't have expected. When I went to Norman's store, that's when my perspective on all this really started to change. Norman was dead, but I had no idea what had happened to him, or what that box of clothes I had found in his attic meant. Did he know? But as painful as all of that was, oh God, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had done and seen, finally coming home was supposed to be the end of this entire ordeal. God help me. Though, it was only the beginning. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and the closeness of the air. After everything, I felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the shoes, I'll give you that. But now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that had kept me from going. I was sure word would get out, and soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? Mann, der ist ja gar nicht schizophren, wenn er mit irgendeiner Person redet, die es eigentlich gar nicht gibt, ne? Ja, ein sehr interessantes Spiel, sag ich mal. Sehr interessant, mehr fällt mir jetzt gerade nicht ein, also... Halt vor allem das jetzt mit den variablen Enden, wie es aussieht, ne? Also mir hat's gefallen. Die Stimmung war sehr schön. Und die Story an sich auch relativ interessant. Aber ich frage mich jetzt echt, kann man hier überhaupt, also, wenn man denn alles rausfindet und gibt's irgendwie ein gutes Ende? Kann man ein gutes Ende erreichen? Home is dedicated to my wife, Nancy. Watch your back, ja. Share your story at homehorror.com/whathappened. Naja, so viele Outcomes gibt's ja wohl nicht, oder? Aber ja, mein Mund ist ungefähr so trocken wie noch nie, aber ich hoffe, es hat euch trotzdem gefallen. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie lange das jetzt war und wie viele Folgen das werden. Ich dachte eigentlich, das wird ein kurzes Ding von 2 Folgen oder so, aber schauen wir mal, ne? Bis demnächst, sage ich dann mal. Macht's gut, Leute. Tschö und haut rein.